I would now like to introduce Norma Lowe, and I know that she's got something very special to share with us, and we thank you for your story, Norma.
Anyway, I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to say something about what in this congregation is affirming, feels really affirming for me. I have known for quite some time that we have both gay, lesbian friends and relatives. I have often wondered how it might feel, being a mother, if I was to have a son or a daughter who was gay. Well, it didn't take terribly long for me to find that out, because a few years ago, our daughter shared with us her story. I think, when she told us, that I conveyed both love and acceptance, a response that I feel quite confident that she appreciated. She's very open with us now, and we do a lot of sharing, and I think she feels supportive. Anyway, I had feelings of anxiety at the thought of, well, what if our friends find out that we have a gay daughter? And I wondered how they would treat me. Would they still accept me as I am, or would it be quite different? I wondered about the people in the churches that we attended at that time. Would that change at all? Because I sure didn't want that to happen. Anyway, I couldn't seem to find what you would term a safe place. Well, that changed. We came here to Knox, and so for me, I have found a safe place because it wasn't long after we were here that I learned that there are other folks who have similar feelings, similar anxieties, and are going through this little journey as well. And that was very helpful for me. And then, shortly after that, we're invited to a meeting to discuss how this congregation can become an affirming congregation. And that was really great, because then, for sure, my anxieties and my fears began to really dissipate, and I was certainly a much more free-feeling person. So I can now say that being here at Knox is really okay for me. I am feeling that this is a really safe place.
I know that Stuart has one more thing that he'd like to share with us, so I'm just going to hand this to him.
The sharing is that I've got a very sick wife at home. I came with a very attractive young lady, Shirley Kays, and she wishes to stay for the annual meeting. I'm looking for a ride home. I can't stay for the annual meeting. So if anybody is heading to Southwest, I'd love to get you on. Thanks.
Thank you. I know that we're getting close to our time to wrap up, so I'm just going to be very brief in thanking you for spending this time with us this morning, and I hope that the stories that have been shared here will give you some pause to think about when we really commit to being an affirming congregation, what it will mean not just to those of us sitting here in this sanctuary, but to those of us whom we know, who are in our lives, who maybe at this moment we think, we'll love to invite that person, but what does it mean for me to say that I'm inviting my gay friend, or that I'm inviting my black friend, or my friend who doesn't speak English very well, or my friend who can't afford to buy a ticket to a dinner, or who can't afford to get here on the bus and needs a ride. What does it mean for us to really be affirming of people who are of different abilities, to sit next to somebody who is sight impaired and in some sense having to translate the service because they can't read the bulletin, or they can't, see the things that are being projected on the screen at the front of the church, or even see what's happening in front of the church. Or the fact that when you walk into the sanctuary, if you're someone who's in a wheelchair, you have no accessibility to the altar. What do those things mean for us in our process in thinking about being affirming of others in all their abilities and in all of the colors and all of the rainbow of things that are part of our lives as people created by God? So we thank you this morning for listening to us. And we're going to be reconvening here in the sanctuary in about a minute. So thank you, everybody.